on Saturday, I interviewed a guy named Jeremiah Clarke. He's a great guy, super cool human, and his nickname is Mellow. That's what he goes by on social media. He just finished his college football career at the University of North Carolina. He's now entering the NFL, and he plays defensive tackle. First of all, I want to say this. This is important for me to get ahead of. I was super excited. This was my first time ever interviewing a player on Strong Opinion Sports. And I learned a tough lesson through this interview. I cut him off a couple times at the very beginning. And that's not who I want to be as a broadcaster. It kind of sucks that that's a lesson you have to learn by doing. You got to screw up and go, crap. I don't want to be that guy and do that next time. So I just wanted to get ahead of that. But I want to also say, he's a great guy. I'm a big fan of his. And I'm so grateful he took the time to give me an interview. He gives some really good answers. It's really, really fun. And one more thing I want to note. A guy named Todd Green, Todd, Greene, at Todd Green 40 on Twitter, provided me with some photos for this video. And man, he's an awesome guy. What he does is take pictures for the North Carolina football players and gives them to the players. And as a college football player myself, I can tell you how hard it is to go find pictures of yourself playing. It's difficult. The fact that Todd does that is so awesome. So Todd, thank you so much. Go follow him on Twitter at ToddGreen40. And now enjoy my interview with Jeremiah Clarke. Your name's Jeremiah Clarke. I'm so sorry to ask you this. I'm sure everybody asks you this question. I apologize, but why do people call you Mellow? That's, I think, an interesting aside I'd love to hear.
So the nickname came from my sister. I needed a nickname for my basketball plaque at high school. And she said I look like a fat Carmelo Anthony.
You've embraced it, though. It's pretty cool. Like, I respect what you've done.
Yeah, I try to make a brand out of it. But yeah, she, used to wear a low cut, wear a headband, stuff like that. So it kind of just stuck, and it's just been my nickname ever since.
I love that. You led into my next question, which was I watched a bunch of interviews with you. First of all, you're hilarious. You really are like a great personality. It's very entertaining. Are you concerned with your personal brand? Is that something you try to promote and try to grow?
I just wanted to be a brand that people can, that people can enjoy, and also, send the right message. That's just always been my platform, just to, not to mess up my brand or whatever.
Just to be yourself, sounds like, and just be mellow.
Yeah, to be Jeremiah, be who I am, and, just have fun with it.
That's awesome. Do you think that is an asset to NFL teams at all? I mean, I know we always talk about on the field. Do you think who you are off the field and your personality is a strength that you could bring to the NFL?
I mean, definitely. I think I'm a marketable person, and, with the social media following I think I have. I mean, I believe it's not going to hinder it. I mean, unless...
Yeah. No, dude, no BS. Like, you are really funny. Like, you really do great interviews. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just a part of my personality. I don't really have to change that part.
Yeah. Would you ever work in the media? Like, when you're done playing, would you go work in radio or something?
I wouldn't mind it. My goal is to be a high school athletic director and a high school football coach.
Oh, that's cool.
I'd like to give back, to my community and stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I love that. Can I ask you next? I don't tell me numbers. I just want to know what you think you bring to an NFL locker room as far as your ability and who you are, and not just locker room, on the field. What can you do, and what do you bring to an NFL team?
On the field, I'm definitely going to bring terrific effort and a defensive stopper as a defensive lineman. Yeah. And definitely try to give a presence up front. But honestly, it's just versatility. A person who's always going to be ready to play no matter what. Yeah. And just a person that's there.
That's a good answer.
Like I call it the Joe Biden effect. Just be there and be ready to go at any time. So,
what's a defensive stopper? You mentioned that. What's that mean to you?
Definitely a good run defender. I can get after it in the pass game, but I'm definitely there as a run stopper and someone who can clog up the middle and make plays like that.
I'm really curious. How do you approach different situations? Like on 1st and 10, how does your rush and how does your approach change compared to 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 10?
Well, 1st and 10 is normally a rundown, depending on team or, film and stuff like that and game study. Those are how you get a different feel for it going in.
And what do you do on a rundown?
On a rundown, definitely just, anchor down, do my thing, try to get pressure on the running back to make a decision quickly and, decide on the gap so I can make a play and make a tackle in the backfield. I definitely like to get out the ball and make plays like that on the line of scrimmage or in the backfield.
So how does that change on 3rd and 10, a passing down where they're probably throwing?
On passing downs, that's where, you put your butt up in the air and get ready to go flying, ears up, and go hunt the quarterback.
Are you literally physically higher?
I mean, a little bit. You get more of more of a track stance out of your run, out of your normal pass rush stance. So it's just more of a chance for your lighter on your hands, just so you can fire out and make a play.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Can we talk about your pro day? I'm fascinated by that experience.
Yeah, it's a great experience. A lot of nerves, a lot of energy going on that day.
Yeah.
It went well, moving around well.
Good to hear
like that. But yeah, definitely it was a great experience.
What is a good pro day for you? Like, what makes it a good pro day for you as a defensive tackle?
Definitely want to see your mobility, things like that, strength, your push, your ability to strike things. But definitely just the position drills, just to see you, do football type things. And I guess in the running stuff or the athletics, good get off, explosion and like a broad jump or a vertical. And they definitely want to see how quick you are in the 5-10-5. So because each drill has meaning that carries over to the football field. But, if you can play, they'll find you. And, if you make plays, the NFL will find you. That's always been their big thing. So, yeah. As long as you go out there and just be you, best you can be, I'm pretty sure you'll have a shot at the next level.
That's awesome. What is the preparation like? Obviously you're training and stuff, but do you have a script or an outline of that day, what that day looks like?
The pro day or just a normal workout?
The pro day. The pro day.
The pro day for us started at 1, so got up kind of early. Did some treatment and things like that just to get warmed up and stressed some things, and then measurements, bench press, vertical, broad jump, 5-10-5, 40, 3-cone drill, and then into position work with the scouts.
Yeah, and you felt good about yours. You said that.
Yeah, I felt good about just the whole process. It went smooth and everything kind of flowed, and it was a great experience.
Do you meet with teams? Like, do you have interviews and discussions with them?
Yeah, I met with a couple of teams, but just here and there, talking to some coaches and stuff.
That's awesome. That's cool. I'm really curious too. You have an agent. What's that process? What's that like having? I've never had an agent. What's that like?
Having an agent is great, I guess.
I guess you have to say that, right? Again.
No. My agency is fantastic. I signed with U.S. Sports Management
Nice.
Out of Charlotte.
Nice.
And it's just great to have them communicate and get me ready to do the pro day and next couple steps. And it's been a fantastic journey, transitioning from a college football player into a potential NFL draft pick or an NFL player, regardless of what happens. But yeah, it's awesome to have somebody in your corner, who's obviously rooting for you and sees potential in you and, wants to just see you succeed, whether it's for their own financial gain or whatever it is. I felt as my agency, wanted to see me succeed just as a football player, and then just go from there. So that was definitely a big thing in my decision process. But, having an agent, obviously important at this stage in the game, but I think signing with somebody or an agency that you feel is going to put their best foot forward and their energy into making your dream happen, I think is a big thing when you're deciding on an agent.
Oh yeah. What kind of stuff do they do? They give you advice on how to prepare, and I'm sure they have a lot of insights that you wouldn't because they've done the process before.
Yeah. So mainly they set up, your workout facilities, and they pay for a lot of things because, you don't have the funds to do the whole pro day process and the training process. So they kind of front most of the things. It depends on the agency and, the agreement you have with your agents. But, they just make sure that everything's taken care of as far as anything you need in your process or need to have to be successful.
So they're a real ally. It sounds like they really help you get everything prepared so that you can just worry about playing football.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely take the extra stuff out of it and just allow you to do the basics. Just play football and be you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that, man. Do you have any other insights? I've never played defensive tackle. I played quarterback in college. What to you makes a good defensive tackle? What qualities would a good defensive tackle have?
Honestly, a good defensive tackle, I say, is aggressive and is able to make, plays on the line of scrimmage or in the backfield and definitely good with their hands, quick. Honestly, the same things that make any football player. But I think when it just comes to defense, you just have to have a certain mindset because, it gets rough. You're hitting somebody after play. So you got to be an aggressor and you got to have a certain mindset to attack. Yeah. And, I guess aside from that, just myself, my personal thing is just like, I want to make the play. not that I'm like doing anything outside of the framework of what our defense or what the defense I'm running is. It's just like I would like to be the one to make the play for our defense. So I'm trying to, get in on every play. I'm trying to hustle down the field and maybe make a play after, it's broken a couple tackles or whatever it means to help my team. But, I'm definitely a team player, so I want to be someone is able to produce and go out there and make sure things get done.
That's awesome. What about, I know you don't play defensive end, but I'm sure you know more than I do. What makes a good defensive end?
The same things. Honestly, just a lot of speed on the edge and discipline because, nothing should, depending on some defenses, nothing kind of should get outside of you. Yeah. As a defensive end, there's certain plays where, you got to do this and that, but it definitely just takes good eyesight, discipline, staying low and just, making plays, a good pass rush, never giving up on a move, having a second move, things like that. But that's like I said, every position. Yeah. Defensive end and defensive tackle, there's no real difference except I guess it's just a little easier to get a sack if you play DN than it is to D tackle. But I played DN in high school, and in certain packages and stuff, I'd go out on the edge. So I've had my share of playing in and outside.
Yeah, you talked about versatility. That's something you bring. What does that mean to you?
Just being able to play multiple positions and knowing multiple positions, not just your own. Knowing what the corners do and the linebackers do and the safeties do in the framework of the defense. So that way you can play off them and it definitely heightens your game. Because if you only know what you do, then it kind of hinders you just in knowing the whole framework of the defense. Because if you mess up, then if you know what everyone's doing and you mess up, then you know what you're messing up in the defense. Whereas if you know there's a corner outside you, you can kind of work in this kind of area and do what you have to do to make the play. So, it helps knowing who has what and how you work in that. And it definitely, it benefits, allowing you to get a little wiggle room in some of the plays.
That's awesome. When you prepare for a game, what kind of film study do you guys, I know what quarterbacks do. What does a defensive tackle do, preparing for a game in the film room?
We watch I like to watch each offensive lineman tackle to tackle. Because like I said, I don't know where I'm going to end up. Yeah. Or who I'm going to end up on during the course of the game. Yeah. So definitely like to do that. Look at their stance, if they're heavy on their hand, if they're light on their hand, if it's run, if they kick their foot back, if it's pass, in their stance, just to see if I can get any indicators going into the game to help me make plays faster. Because if you watch enough film, a lot of players have tells. Like if they're heavy on their hand, that can tell you it's run. If they're light on their hand, they can tell you it's fast. Yeah. It just gives you a lot of different. It helps you, play faster if you do a good film study. Yeah. So I like to get in there on a Monday, which is normally our off day during the season, and try to watch as much film as possible throughout the week, and just so when I get to game day, I know the offensive linemen better probably than they know themselves, just to make it easier on myself. When it comes to playing on Saturday.
That's awesome. You reference heavy on the hands. What does that mean to you? What's that?
Just that means a lot of weight on their hands. I'm trying to think. There's a movie. I want to say it's Invincible, and there's a scene where one of the offensive linemen, because he's Caucasian or white, his knuckles turn red because there's so much pressure on his hand. That means he was firing out. So like somebody was telling him, like, if his hands is red, that means he's going to come at you full speed. But if they're like white, that means he's probably going to back up for a pass. So heavy on your hands just means that their weight's forward more so they can shoot out on a run block. Because I played offensive line in high school, I kind of know that. So, so it's like, a lot of pressure on your hands means they're kind of like loaded up and ready for run. But, the way college football is set up now, RPOs, things like that, those things are there to deceive you. But whatever can help you get the heads up, it's always helpful.
Dude, that was a brilliant answer. That was awesome. I loved that. When you look back, I think maybe this is the final question. When you look back on your time at UNC, is there anything you're proud of, or anything you want to reflect on and just talk about? I don't know. I know when I graduated high school, there's like a couple moments I was really proud of this. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah. I played here in 11 and 3 seasons, and I played here when we haven't had the best years. And I kind of got to say, when you're winning, it's hella fun. Like, it's a lot of fun. It's a great atmosphere. Everyone's rooting for you. And then when you're losing, it's not as fun, but I've played with a fantastic group of players that, even, I mean, if you came in the locker room or just on the sideline or just played with them, you would have never known the record based off of how they practice and how we prepare.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, day in and day out, you would have thought we were an undefeated Clemson team just by the way everyone came in and was ready to work. So, it just made the winning fun. It made it so much fun, just to, go out there and get a win and celebrate with them and, dance around in the backfield and have that. And so, like I said, I played with NFL guys and I played with people who are still in college that probably will be future NFL guys. And I've had some of the best years on a football field I've had in a while. Yeah, I mean, I played with one of my high school players here. We both came here from the same year, same high school, which is T.C. Williams, if you've ever seen Remember the Titans.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, so I played there in high school, and
awesome.
Me and him were lucky enough to play on the next level and play right next to each other. He played defensive end.
Oh, wow.
Malik Tony. So like I said, I've had a blast high-fiving, working on celebrations, just trying to make the best of it. And I guess if I had the best moment or best game, I'd probably have to say either the Miami game my sophomore year, where he got a strip sack and I scooped it to secure a win.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I tried to
cool
score,
memory,
but
man.
I got fumbled up. Or I think my Clemson game, my redshirt freshman year when we played Deshaun Watson, and I came in off the bench and had 3 straight tackles in one drive just to get a 3 and out. So moments like that are just fun. Just to play against top caliber people and just be able to go out there and ball out and have a blast.
Man, when you play a guy like Deshaun Watson, how worried about his legs are you? Look, he can throw the ball really well downfield, but he also can run. I would imagine that's incredibly painful and difficult to game plan for. How do you stop a guy like that? Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, you just watch enough film so you got an idea of what he can and can't do, and you just go from there. But I mean, they're a good player. I believe I'm a good player, so I'm just going out there and make the play. Yeah.
And really, the final thing I want to say, you played with Mitch Trubisky. I've heard nothing but great things about him. Do you have anything to add about him? Do you have anything to say about Mitch Trubisky?
Oh, fantastic player, even better person, and on and off the field. So nothing but good things to say about Mitch.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. Hey, Mo, thank you so much. I really apologize, too. I was cutting you off early in the interview. I've never done anything like this, man. I'm really grateful for your time and so appreciative of you.
No problem.
Thank you, man. I hope you have a great day. I'm rooting for you this year, and I hope you keep in touch, man. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care, man. Bye. Whew. Oh, man. I don't know if you guys could tell. I was very nervous for that interview. But I want to say again, thank you so much to Jeremiah for taking the time. It meant a lot to me. I'm a big fan of his. You can follow him on Instagram at @big_mellow. He's a great guy. I'm so grateful for the time he gave me. Thank you so very much for watching. My name is Zach Schomler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports, and it is my favorite thing in the entire world. You may not know this. My dream is to do this as my full-time job. I love it tremendously. And if you believe in that, if you believe in my dream, please do me a favor by helping me grow the show by telling your friends about it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, maybe a screenshot it, you put it on your Instagram story. It would be a huge help to me. I'm very, very appreciative of that. Another way you can help me is you can donate money to my PayPal, paypal.me/Zach Schomler, or you can donate money to my Patreon, patreon.com/Zach Schomler. If you have no money to give, no problem. I totally understand. I'm a broke college kid myself. But what you can do to help me, please help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast.